If I live another 100 years, which of course I'm not, or even another 200, I'd never experience a day like today. This has been the absolutely strangest, in a good way, day I've ever had in my life. Even though I was 1,000% prepared for my lecture on magnetism, and I had a huge throng of people in front of me, listening to everything I said. I've never given a lecture before. I don't pretend to be a lecturer. I've never claimed to be a lecturer. And I'd rehearsed it with myself many times, and I wrote the lecture specifically for this. I mean, my notes and all the diagrams and whatnot. And, I asked people a few times in the lecture, am I going too fast? No, everybody thinks great. And I thought just people were being nice, as they are wont to be. And the average age of, the throng of people here was about 55, and many of them have their own businesses dealing with energy and electronics and cutting-edge electronics and different things regarding electricity and magnetism. And the guy who organized these speakers, he said, "Who wants Ken to come back next year?" Everybody's like, "Yay!" Everybody went crazy. But I mean, I have no objective view of how good I did. I mean, I've never been in front of, a massive throng of people like that before, and I thought, well, I maybe choked a couple times here or there, and I was still perfectly prepared, but I was hyper critical on myself, like, oh my God, maybe it really showed that I've never done a lecture before. And afterwards, this is exactly what happened. I am not exaggerating. There's no way I would ever exaggerate this, because there are people at this lecture that will watch this video and they're going to say, that's exactly what happened. I mean, if I were lying, they'd say, no, that didn't happen. There's about 5 people. They all said the same thing. 2 of them said, this is the best lecture I've ever seen. I've been coming here for quite a long time. I mean, you really killed it. That was absolutely amazing. I couldn't see the crowd because the bright lights were in my eyeballs. And I was basically blind to the crowd. So people were hanging off your every word. And I said, really? I didn't mean to think that these people were lying to me. I just thought they were being nice. It's like, oh no, they're being nice to me. They're just being supportive. But 5 people said the same thing. That was incredible. Everybody was hanging off your every word. Nobody left. And they applauded midway through. I said, how am I doing? Am I going too fast? Everybody's like, yeah! I mean, seriously, that's no exaggeration. And the first 5 people, I didn't think they were lying, but I just thought, well, these people are being nice to me. And this is not an exaggeration what happened afterwards. Something else happened along with this, is then it was 10 people that said the same thing. They were coming up to me. I didn't ask anybody's or solicit anybody's opinion on how I did. And then it was 15, and then 20, and then 25, and then 30. Then over 30, they all had their own way of saying the same thing. You killed it. That was unbelievable. Me and my wife watched. Me and my girlfriend watched. It was incredible. They said all sorts of stuff, but they all basically said the same thing. They said there was at least 10 people who did not collaborate together to say this, but they all told me the same thing. Everybody was hanging off your every word. And the first 10, I was like, really? Did that really? I mean, seriously. I mean, I know you're being nice. I'm not saying you're wrong or just trying to, pet my fur the right way. But I mean, really? Because I'm not a lecturer and I've never done a lecture before. Yes! Couldn't you see the crowd? I was like, no, the bright light was in my eyeballs. But what happened along with the 30 and 30 people and more than 35 people that said the same thing is, as soon as I walked out of the lecture hall with my notebook and stuff, people were pulling me left and right, not in a bad way, like a piece of taffy. Like, I had over 30 people that wanted to take a selfie with me, give me your autograph. Oh my God, I can't believe you're seeing me. I'm seeing you. Hey, people were lining up to talk to me, and they were grabbing me like, no, he's mine. Kind of like, people fighting over one person. People weren't grabbing me like that, but people were hanging behind, waiting for the other person to stop talking. It's like, no, I got to ask you questions. Hey, I can't believe I'm meeting you on a selfie. I want to ask you some questions about magnetism. I'm building this. It went on it went on that nonstop. I stopped the lecture that I did at 12 noon this time, And it went non-stop until I got my ride back at 9 o'clock. So it was non-stop. I mean, I actually I had to fight to take a bathroom break. I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Well, don't go. You're gonna be right back. I was like, yeah. It went non-stop. It was on 9 minus 12. It was non-stop for 8+ hours. Exactly like that. Oh my God, I bought Ken some pizza. Come over here, Ken. Talk to me. We want to talk to you. Oh my God. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, if I had a fantasy dream, which I don't, of like how a perfect lecture could go, like imagine the best possible, most awesome response to doing a lecture, and you know, fat tattooed boy, you've never done a lecture before, so you're probably not good. You know, you've never done one before. My fantasy dream, if I were to have one, of an ideal perfection, wouldn't even like come within 50 miles of the reality of what happened. Literally, if I lived 200 more damn years, I would never experience another day like this. It was so surreal, strange, but not in a bad way strange at all. And I would never get a swelled head. I'm one of those people that all the praise in the world is never going to give me a swelled head because I'm way too self-critical. It was off the hook on a level that I could not even imagine. That's no exaggeration. When the organizer said, "Who wants Ken to come back?" everyone's like, "Yeah!" I mean, literally like that. I'm like, "Oh my God, really? Really? I can't. You're just being nice." No. Everybody was pulling me like taffy, telling me the same thing after the lecture. Like, well, this is great. This is great. I just want people to be happy. So that was, today was the strangest day of my life, but not bad strange. So that's how my lecture went. Everything I just said is 100% valid. There's no way I would exaggerate about this. No way. Because I was worried myself, like, oh shit, I've never done a lecture before. I'm gonna F this up somehow. Even though I'm really 1000% prepared, I'm going to F this up somehow because I'm not a lecturer. I've never done a lecture before. I'm probably gonna F this up. First time at least, because I've never done one before. Anyway, that's what happened today in Idaho.